Was every moment between us truly sincere? Were you, Duke Fenric, different from others? Was everything just out of your heart? Or did you, like all the others, just want to forcefully bind me and lock me up next to you? What does Presepe want from this answer now? Did she want him to say he was different from them? To believe her with pure intention? Or did she want to hear from him an admission that he was like them, willing to do anything just to keep her by his side, without any hesitation? If you heard something like that from him, you would be able to abandon this false world and go away forever. She gets rid of all remnants of attachment to him. Which of these two options is the correct answer for her? Miss Presepe, but before he could give her the careful answer to her question, Fenric had something else he wanted to ask. How did you see me? Do I look like someone who would do anything just to keep you near me? Duke, Or did I look like someone who might hurt you, or kill you without hesitation if I hurt myself, and like someone who would easily abandon you and forget you when he got bored of you? So, she knew. Not only did she know that he was repeating death and return, but even by what hand he died and in what form, she was also aware of it. Or perhaps, you saw both? Did I always seem so terrible to you? Fenric's face as he looked at her was not the warm, kind face it had been before. He now looked like an abandoned child. If I answer your question truthfully, Miss Presepe, will you stay? He asked her in a low voice. And not just here, but everywhere else. What? To what extent? Her trembling voice came out hoarse, as if she was struggling to get it out. How well did you know? You, and Vidar too. She wished she could keep hiding it. But Fenric had realized. Before Presepe it was no longer possible for him to always remain that kind and compassionate man. Just as he knew everything, she also understood much in her heart. Everything. Fenric said it as if it had come out of him by force. From the beginning, everything. A heavy silence fell between the two. Neither of them could utter a word easily. As for your question, Miss Presepe, after what seemed like a long time, he was the one who broke the silence first. I think you already know the answer. Because even now, I'm still begging you. When Presepe recalled everything she had lived with him, she realized that he had never imposed anything on her. Come closer to me, Miss Presepe. At my side. Like he said a moment ago, he was always just begging. Shall we go back to have dinner together? Of course, only if it doesn't bother you. Are you holding my hand? I'm afraid to lose you. Shall we leave? Just say it, and I will accompany you immediately. So, will you promise me, Miss Presepe? Don't you hide anything from me anymore? All those sounds mixed in her ears. And even that heartbreaking plea, love me. Fenric's face as he stared at her looked somehow sad. Yes, maybe he wasn't any different from the others. Here he is, in the end, revealing his heart, and burdening her heart with his feelings so that she is unable to leave. Maybe I didn't want to hear his honesty, but just what I wanted. I wanted him to say he was different. Not like them. To say, stay by my side. Don't leave. Don't leave this world. Exactly as it is now. But Presepe could say nothing. She only stared at him with troubled eyes. Shall I return it to you? Fenric said, taking a small book out of his hands. Book of Memories. As soon as her eyes landed on the title, Presepe's face changed and he trembled slightly. It's yours, Miss Presepe. Isn't it? Created system. Created world. Created characters. Created events. Everything is created. Strangely, the names Atari Hannon and Noah Duverne suddenly came to mind. The Duke, why do you think Fenric killed Atari Hannon and Noah Duverne? Did he really kill them? Because you. Kill them so I can be alone with you. With my own hands, directly. I told you so then. In my eyes there was no difference. So this means that even if something happened to you right away, no one would notice it right away. Even though she had witnessed Vidar's living scenes with her own eyes, she wanted to hear from him that he had not killed them. If Vidar's words were true, and if the only reason he killed them was this reason. I felt a little scared. Since Fenric had hidden all the truth, she felt that she could not trust what she had seen from him yet. But she got no answer. Fenric did not speak, but merely looked at Presepe calmly. Fenric's red eyes sparkled under the dim moonlight, reflecting many emotions. Was it surrender? Worried? Angry? She couldn't tell the difference. After a long time, Fenric's lips moved slowly. But at that moment, distant roaring sounds suddenly rang out. Vidar. There was only one reason. They all started attacking Fenric simultaneously. No, don't. But the creatures would not listen to Presepe's words at all. She didn't seem as afraid as before, and she didn't back down. She did not attack Presepe, but combined to attack Fenric. Fenric drew his sword again, and with a very dry face began to slaughter the creatures one by one, as if he were a machine. Run, run. I can't do anything. No response came. Instead, Fenric continued to swing his sword endlessly, while the creatures endlessly tried to tear and push him. I didn't come here to see this. I did not ask my questions to lose the Duke like this. Creatures will not attack her. As she expected, the creatures seemed to be confused by Precipice's sudden action, but they did not stop attacking. Fenric. You may get damaged like this. Fenric tried to free Presepe, but she clung to him with all her might. There was only one solution. Kill all the creatures here now. Fenric gripped his sword more tightly than before, and began to attack relentlessly. After a long time, silence returned to the banks of the lake. All that remained were the torn corpses of the creatures and scattered pools of blood. As she looked at Fenric, whose body was covered in his blood as red as the eyes themselves, he looked at her calmly. I haven't answered your question yet, so I can't go. Then he slowly bent down, raised his gaze to meet hers, and reached out to gently grasp Presepe's chin, as if to tell her not to avert his gaze. Correct. I killed them. At that moment, she felt as if her heart had fallen into her. If you kill them all, his words echoed in her ear like a cold breeze. Then, you will be left alone with your choice. It was the only way to get to you. From the moment Presepe extended her hand towards him, the decision had already been made. He loved Presepe. A desolate and cruel life, full of destruction and horror, but for the first time, even if he came back again, even if everything was repeated thousands of times, he would choose the same thing without interruption. Many times, without getting tired, fighting disastrous years, remaining steadfast without stopping. Stay by my side now. Fenric's red eyes, filled with Precipice's love, sparkled with compassion. I came here just to get to you. So, please, just this time choose me. His voice was no longer what it had been before, but was almost pleading.